All right, so I guess this is the first time we're doing our collaborative podcast here, right? Our three Sunday League investor, the great curator, Merleworld
We
cards.
still have no name.
No name,
No name yet.
name pending. Okay,
We're still thinking about name and
yeah,
process.
but basically we decided to combine our powers to form this super content right here for you guys. This is going to be like an in-depth discussion about what's happening about this card show. It's going to be something that we're going to start doing on a regular basis. Since we all travel together, we all share tables together, we'll go to same out-of-state card shows together. I think this is a great way to take people behind the curtain and really dive deep, because when we do our vlogs, we got to keep it to like a short, concise, like 10-15 minutes. It's got to be jump from segment to segment. Yep. We don't really get to give you guys details about how we feel during these things, right? During these deals, and how we process it afterwards. So this is going to be behind the scenes about what we really think about what's happening, right?
How did we all meet? That's a quick.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
That's a little quick look.
I'm going to say for you, I met you at the National.
I remember this.
2021 National.
Oh, you did?
At trade night. It was in a hotel lobby. I'm doing my thing. I'm tenderizing fools left and right.
Oh my god.
And then,
this is when Daniel knew no one.
Yeah.
No one, man. Bro.
Yeah. This is when I was blown up real big at that time. And then this dude walks in here with his bright orange case, and I was like, wait a second.
Oh, that bright toolbox case.
Do we have to say the orange case?
The infamous orange case, which will be covered in depth in episode 2.
Oh, we're not. Definitely not.
He walks in. I was like, I've seen that dude before. He's on YouTube, and he talks about soccer cards or whatever, right? And I had this soccer card I was trying to pawn off on somebody, and I was like, all right, let me take it to this guy. And that's how I met you.
Dude, I remember.
True story.
No, it's funny because I remember this whole entire sequence happening.
It was a Leaf auto, by the way.
Was it really?
Yes,
And
it was
I
a messy
remember
Leaf auto.
It was funny because Daniel was asking me for advice.
Yes.
Of all things, and I was just like, nah. I was just like,
Do you remember what you told me?
no, I don't actually.
You said, okay, I quote the guys. I'm not making this up. Oh, that's a cool card. Messy. It was it was a 10. It was out of 10. PSA 10 auto, right? Messy auto. Okay.
Was it really?
Yes, it was. Leaf auto. You're looking at, that's nice. And I was like, oh, what do you think it's worth? And he's like, oh, I don't know. It's rare. It's cool, but it's Leaf. It's Leaf.
Okay, I don't know. Why.
I don't know Leaf. Basically shitting all over it.
Whoa. I don't think that was verbatim. I just don't think that was verbatim. But I do remember you showing me cards, and I was like, I didn't know. It got to the awkward conversation, like, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was it.
So I immediately took it out of his hand, and I said, this guy's a dick. And I left. Oh, but somehow we struck up a conversation where you told me that you were you lived in Florida, but you were moving to Oakland,
Wow.
The greatest place in the world.
California, that's where me and Merlin live. And I said, I was just trying to be nice, okay? I was just trying to be nice. And I said, okay, if you need anything, dude, hit me up. I'll help you out.
You are something else.
I'll help you out. I didn't think I'd ever talk to him again. And then immediately, like the next night or something like that, he DMs me on Instagram.
Now you're just making shit up. It was not the next night. Okay.
DMs me on Instagram and said, hey, I'm moving. Can you help me out? And then that's how we struck up a conversation.
Long before you knew it, I actually messaged like 20 people. He was the only person that messaged me back.
Yes. Because that's how I am, guys.
Dan will message you back.
I always answer everybody's message.
He was just trying to use me.
Yes.
But,
yes.
But how about you and Merlin, though? I actually don't know.
Oh, because when we started getting out of the pandemic, I noticed, the shows, and I went to the show locator on Instagram, started seeing all the shows that are around, California and Los Angeles area.
Okay.
And
shout out the show locator.
Yeah,
the premiere.
Check that out.
The premiere show, was that what it was?
Yeah.
At the Boys and Girls Club?
Westminster.
And I was like, you know what? I want to go and, shoot some content, because I just need to get out of the apartment in West Hollywood.
Okay.
So I got some of my buddies, and we started shooting some content. And Dan was like one of the first people when you entered into the lobby, and he was the first person, and he had a giant Ric Flair belt on his table, and wrestling cards and Marvel. Even then, this is
attention getter.
Pretty much exactly a year ago, I would say.
Yeah,
I
conversation
can't believe
starter.
it feels like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It really does. It feels like, but it's only been a year to this day.
Really?
And he had this huge belt, and the first thing I could hear in my head was, "Woo!" And I was like, "Where did you get that belt, man?"
Yeah.
Just like that?
I was like, "You are awesome." Anybody who has a Ric Flair belt and is displayed on his table, is going to be my friend.
Yeah. And funny side story to that, guys. He was filming, and I was trying to get exposure at that time. So I said, yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll let him show my belt off, right? Thinking that I'd be on his vlog that would probably show up in a week or two. And it showed up like 6 months later. His vlog. So, But then we just kept running into each other at all the shows, right? And then eventually we realized that we had we liked the same type of cars.
When did it switch? When did it switch? Like you guys were like, hey, let's do something. Like go to shows together.
We just kept seeing each other like every single week, and then we noticed that we kept having each other, had the same kind of cars.
You just remember when
same
show
interest.
was like, hey, maybe we should probably
This is what happened, and this is actually how we all came together, right? I told you I went out to Dallas before you did. And the next Dallas show I went to, I said, I think I saw you and you were complaining about not being able to move some of your cars, and I said, you got to go to Dallas.
Right.
You got to go to Dallas.
I was already having issues in LA area.
Right. And I said, I'm going out to Dallas. You share a table with me, whatever. And we did our first Dallas show together. Right. And the rest has been history ever since then. It opened up your eyes to a car market outside of Southern California, and you saw how different it was, and you had great success, right? Yeah. And we've just been going hard ever since then to all these different shows, and then with you,
I was just I was the annoying mosquito.
Yes. Okay. So I was gonna. I didn't want to say anything, guys, but he brought it up.
And that's one thing. I think I've watched some of Bryan's vlogs, and Bryan was like, "Oh man, Dallas changed my life too." And I was like, "Okay, this reassured." Yeah, you had something like that because you said something like, "Dan convinced you to go as well," and that reassured. There was a video like that, I swear to God, and that reassured me, okay, maybe I need to go too, because there was something Bryan said that kind of changed you too, your point of view as well.
So this is what happened. I gave him my Instagram, never thinking that he would ever DM me about anything. But I said that if you need anything, let me know, whatever, right? Then he says he's moving to Oakland, and I said, if you want, you can come to the show. I've got table space, you can share it with me.
Yeah, you did
right?
say that. Yeah,
right? I think it was the premiere show or something like that. One of the shows.
This is when Daniel's trying to be cost effective.
Yes. This is when I was trying to save money. So I actually made him pay more than half. Okay, so he comes, we do the show together, everything's cool, right? You have a good time. I think you made some great deals that show.
No, San Francisco or which one?
It was San Francisco.
No, I didn't make good deals.
Oh.
I had a hard time.
Okay,
it was pretty tough.
I probably lied to you in your face.
Probably not. I think maybe I would have gave you a pep talk.
No, you did great. No, we didn't know each other that close yet.
Yeah, that was the first show, San Francisco, right?
It was terrible for me.
So we shared table space, and then after that, I'm not from San Francisco. That's his area. So I went back to SoCal, and I thought that was it. I thought I was done with him. And then he just keeps messaging me.
I did not know. You message me all the time.
Hey, can I get table space? Can I get table space?
I'm going to show the DMs, and we're going to reveal the truth one day. But anyways, that's how it all started.
Yes.
And then,
now he just comes with me everywhere I go. I become his booking agent. No, that's true. I book all the tables. I make all the arrangements.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not denying that. Right?
Yes.
But no, that's exactly how us three. And I met Merlin first time. Was
and because
the same show.
Because Merlin does the shows with me. Now we all do the shows together, and we just become.
Well, that was kind of the appetizer, doing the shows.
Yeah, we're like this traveling circus area. Now.
Traveling circus. But this is a good segue of how we always travel.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't even know most of the things that you guys are doing most of the time.
Yeah.
It's so weird how we're always next to each other making deals. But 75% of the time, besides obviously if there's a huge deal, I don't even know what's going on in y'all's mind. So
we're very much in our own space. Very much in our own space, almost like working in a cubicle, right? Even though the person's right next to you, you don't know.
That is so true, right?
What's
I feel
happening.
like there are walls, invisible walls,
and
right?
we do different things. Like you do exclusively soccer.
Yeah.
And you got me into soccer a little bit, but
lost money.
Yeah, basically.
Oh no, really?
Okay. Sunday League investor, right, guys? Okay.
It's Sunday
and then you were originally doing all sorts of stuff, but you do mainly entertainment, music, and you were doing wrestling, Marvel. I was doing mostly sports, and I transitioned over into Marvel. So we have a little bit of crossover, but you're still very much your cards are very different from my cards. I would say,
yes.
So it's interesting. So it's
they're similar but different.
It works well together because we don't really step on each other's toes.
But we're right there to help each other.
Yes,
which is the beauty of it.
It complements one another.
Right.
So, but let's talk about it, right? Del Mar show. You guys just had an amazing live. Kind of watched it behind the scenes, but maybe we could kind of tear down some walls and hear some more.
Before we get that, can we just say like what do you guys think? How are you guys feeling?
Tired, but I feel great.
Exhausting. It's been great. It's great seeing everybody as always.
Yeah.
Always great energy. The promoters are wonderful guys, great folks, wonderful people. Friday kind of had a great bang, great crowd. Friday.
Insane.
It definitely went
Energy
off with a
was
bang.
good.
The best Friday night.
Yeah.
Not in my life, but for show.
Yeah.
For a California show, for sure.
I'll tell you guys, like leading up until to the big deal that we'll talk about. I mean, I was excited, but I had relatively a slow day today. So
Yeah, I think Friday set the bar a little too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
just selling slab
So you
bags.
really soaked that deal up.
I needed that, guys. I needed
Really?
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was just basically standing there. I'm watching you guys do deals. You did that huge, messy deal that we can talk about. But all day, like yesterday on Friday, I sold one big card, which basically pays for the whole trip. Only because we drove. Like there's really not much cost.
True.
There's not much cost with this trip because it's somewhat local to us. But I made a big sale yesterday, and other than that, I
Wait,
did
low key. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I kind of felt your energy was a little lower before that big sale.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will say
It
that. I didn't want
was.
to say it.
Yeah, because see,
Yeah.
Dan's on the other side of me this weekend.
Yeah.
From you, so
Yeah.
I can't really see him as much, and our tables are much longer than
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like sweating it a little bit, you know, guys.
Literally.
Yeah, because especially with my cards, most of my inventory is Marvel right now,
Yeah.
and Marvel's taking a big hit with some of their prices lately. So I was feeling a little bit rejected, you know, rejected like the ugly girl at the dance type deal. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just selling slab mags. Thank God for slab mags, guys, because that was the only thing I was selling.
Yeah,
tell you what,
and Dan's been
they call you the
getting
slab
hounded
mag
also.
guy. That's
Yeah,
what
I'm
people call
Mr. I'm Mr. Slab Mag now. They saved my trip basically, but up until that point, it's like a lot of people looking, whatever, right? But I had no deals. I'm watching you do big deals. I'm watching you do deals, you know, or I assume you're doing deals on your end.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what Merlin did
Yeah.
with stuff, to be honest.
It's been a lot of like smaller deals. There hasn't
Yeah.
been really big high end stuff. Friday I did high end with the Star Wars Chrome,
Yeah.
but like the PSA 10 stuff. I
Okay.
did some good purchases. But mostly it's been a lot of like the music cards.
That's what's moving?
And I did sell some few Marvel because thanks to him though,
Yeah.
believe it or not, he sent people over to buy some Miles Morales stuff.
Yeah.
But it's mostly been like in the $100, $200 range stuff. Mostly because no one wants to spend money on the higher end stuff.
Do you have an idea why? Is it
Because I guess they don't want to spend money. Maybe
is it
they don't
more
have
like a
money.
market sentiment for music cards, or is it still not there yet? I have no idea about music cards at all. Like,
Well, first of all, everybody wanted Snoop Dogg, but I don't have the higher graded ones. But I did have like for the Nirvana and the Prince, I do have the higher grade.
it's still not.
But
there
the higher grade is like $750 to $1,000. But so they took the lesser grade, like the PSA 6 and 7, for like $200 because they want to own. Because they just want to own the card. They're not looking to invest or say
makes
flip
sense.
it.
Yeah.
They want to own it.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like you go to a card, show, and you're just like, hey, that's kind of cool. Just throw $100.
Yeah,
No big deal.
it's like a fun purchase.
Yeah. I got you. So Friday night, I know you did that deal with like Kanye or whatever, right?
Yeah, so I picked up a couple cool cards on Friday, so that was cool. I was feeling good. Came into Saturday, and it was like just nothing all day. All day
It
for me.
was that bad, huh?
Except for selling slab mags, it was like nothing, dude.
Oh no.
Nothing, no cards, and I was like, on the busiest day.
Dude, I feel bad because I was like buzzing.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, Daniel, what's good?
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Killing it.
rubbing it in my face, guys, and I'm just smiling because I don't want to be that guy, right? But I'm thinking to myself, this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. I'm never, you know. So, but you know what, guys? It's like with a card show, you never know what is gonna happen. Like you could sit there all day and not get anybody looking at your case, and then one dude comes up and buys
You're
one big
famous for
card.
saying this. Well, maybe, I don't know if you're the only person that says it, but I hear it all the
It's
time.
fine.
I don't think so, but you always say one deal could literally change the show.
Yes,
Literally.
yes. You never know when it's gonna come.
You
I
just
always,
don't.
I come at the beginning and I stay all the way to the end because you never know when that deal's gonna come.
I don't know.
But see, Friday was that same way though.
Yeah.
It was that way for me for Friday until the very last hour,
Yeah. Yep.
and all of a sudden, like, bam.
Bro, the last hour of Friday was crazy.
Yeah.
Because people for soccer too. was just like bum 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 bum. Like everyone to make trades and everything like that last hour before people want to get out. So Friday night, really good excitement buzz. I really want to talk about the big deals.
Okay.
Like, really, honestly, I know there's a lot, like I had some big deals, but like yours is the biggest deals of the weekend, I think, because the way you guys talk about that live got me intrigued. And like it's really interesting how you started the card,
Yes.
right, Merlin, and then Daniel, you bought it and everything like that.
A lot of history.
Yeah, let's unwrap it. And I got some questions that I'm just really curious about.
Okay,
So.
sure. Well, for the people that didn't watch our live, basically what happened was me and Merlin, we like alternative cards, non-sports cards. And one of those categories is Star Wars. And
Right.
Merlin at the Atlanta show a couple months ago.
Collision.
Yeah, Culture Collision a couple months ago. He found one of the at that time it was it's not, I wouldn't say it was like the most sought after card at that time.
No, it was more of a
it's-
novelty at that time.
It was a novelty card he found in a shoebox. But it is one of the most beautiful, in our opinion, beautiful Star Wars cards out there. So he found it in a shoebox. You got it that week, right? And that's the first time that I ever saw it. That's a one-of-one Star Wars Kurosawa
I had already
card.
started collecting
Super
all
Fractor.
the different parallels of these, and
Yes.
had sold
This was
a
Atlanta?
purple parallel.
Yeah, Atlanta.
The
Yeah.
purple parallel, which is numbered out of 25
Yeah.
to this guy, Eric Estrada,
Yes.
SGC 10, who I'm still in contact with.
Yes. So this is a crazy story. So he had a refractor out of 25 of that card, and this guy from a boy band called O-Town.
O-Town.
Okay, he's a really famous musician.
And they were on the show 20 years ago
20 years ago.
Yeah.
on MTV called Making of a Band. They were supposed to be
Yeah.
the next, like,
Oh,
in
Making a
sync.
Band?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard that.
And
The
he still
Backstreet
tours.
Boys.
He still tours. He's
Yes.
still in a band. He found him on Instagram.
Yes.
Messaged him about that card, and you were telling me that story.
Yes.
And then
At the time, around that time
Yeah.
at the Culture Collision.
And then you showed me that card, and as the first time he showed me, I was like, "Damn, that's cool, man. That's a cool
Dude,
card."
I had no idea this was all happening. I was with
So
you guys.
he had posted. I told him, when you get it, post it on Instagram and tag me. And at that time during Culture Collision, he did that, and I was telling the guy next to me at the Culture Collision show about it, and he goes, "Well, I have something for you to show you." And he pulls out of the shoebox on Sunday evening before I leave, go to the airport, the Super Fractor.
He didn't even have it out.
Dude, you were having a not great show for Atlanta, I remember.
Until Sunday.
Exactly. I remember that. You were super, like...
No, Saturday was horrible.
Yeah, Saturday was hard. I
Yes.
remember that.
But Sunday became my Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great. Thank God I had money for it.
And then you pulled that you pulled that card. You showed me, and
Yes.
the minute he showed me, I got so jealous. Like I try not to be that guy. I try to root for people, but inside I got jealous, dude. I was like,
It's always like, I don't want to be that guy.
yeah.
Like, that's
I was like, that's
And I thought like maybe the gods are
Yeah.
looking out for me because I sold all these cards, so I thought it was going to take all that cash I sold on that Sunday to pay for that card.
let's tell him what you got.
I thought I was going to take all that wad of cash, so I was like, how much is it going to take to pay for that card? And he told me, and the amount he told me I already had in my right pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Let's tell him. Let's tell him.
Do you want? I know it's up to you. If you
Because
want,
this will
if
come
you-
out later.
If you want to talk about it,
Yeah.
if not, it's no big deal.
$500.
What the fuck?
$500 for that.
For one of one?
Yeah.
Yes.
For seven Jedi.
Yes. For one of
I don't
those
even
super
need to
fractors.
know what Star Wars is.
$500. Like imagine this is the look on my face. Like I was waiting to like pull out my wallet, look all the extra cash. I was gonna ask Dan for cash, and I asked you for cash. Like I gotta get it.
Right.
Like I was gonna take everything I can to get
Wait,
that
what
card.
was your answer when he said 500? Like, did you take your time, or were you like, yes?
I was like, okay. I was like, it's right here. And I was like,
Damn.
and then I was like, Dan, you won't believe it.
Just rubbing it in my face like
Dan,
this.
$500, Dan, $500.
And okay, and what were you? So that happens. Then,
Yes.
Then what? what's
That
next?
and then I had to leave before you to go home, fly home. And do you remember what I said? I said, I'm really happy for you. You had a great show. If you ever want to sell that card, give me first chance. That's what I said.
Right.
Yes. And then a week later, we go to Dallas.
Okay.
During that week, I'm looking on eBay trying to see what I can get, right? I'm just thinking about that card. And in my mind, I'm thinking, that's a cool card. All right? That's a cool card. And I asked him, I messaged him, and you said you wanted $5,000 for it.
Yes.
And I said, $5,000, that's crazy, right? That's crazy.
It's like, piss off.
Yeah. That's like,
How did you determine $5,000? Just to Daniel, like.
Because I was like, I don't want to sell it right now.
That's it, I
So I
don't
was
wanna
like,
sell it.
5 grand.
Oh, okay. So that's your threshold.
So I was like, no one's gonna buy this from me for 5
Okay.
grand.
So your threshold is like 5,000,
Yeah.
5 grand, just throwing
Yeah.
something out.
Yeah.
What's your threshold? When you get a card like that's under 10, like what's your like threshold? Like, oh fuck it, they're not gonna pay for this much.
Well,
I
kind of
would
like
have done the
that.
same thing. I would have
Fine,
done
this
exit.
is 10
Yeah.
exit. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Because
So,
right now, like all these cards right now is very in its embryo stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
there's no Star Wars cards that were worth that much.
Okay,
Right, at all.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Right?
good
The
to know.
highest
All
one maybe like $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No wonder you're like, go
Yeah.
after yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, unless it's like an autograph card or
I was
something.
thinking- I
but
was
like
thinking-
a non-autograph card.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I paid $1,500. Whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
That makes
exactly,
sense.
exactly.
3Xing is not bad.
And
yeah.
look,
Okay.
if you looked on eBay, there was no other superfractors like this
Okay.
listed.
So we get to Dallas, and I'm already annoyed with him because he's got this huge price tag on it. But then what I see is because in my mind
Yeah, yeah.
I don't value it that much.
Right.
And this is something we might want to have a deeper conversation about how we value cards. But in my mind, I was like, that's crazy, dude. But what I saw changed my mind. He had like at least 5 different people come up to him looking at that card,
On day one.
making him offers on that card. High offers.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
2, 3, 4, not 4, but 2, 3 grand,
Yeah,
right?
and they wanted me to take it out. They wanted to touch it.
Yeah.
They wanted to look at it. Each time, I could see the sweat on Dan's brow.
I know, right? I was like, oh shit. I hope they don't
Dan's
buy it.
looking
I hope they don't buy it.
looking over.
Don't take
While
it.
Dan's
Don't take
like
it.
trying to sell to his
Yes.
PMGs.
Okay,
okay. Yes.
Dan's selling his PMGs. He's trying to like, I got to push my PMGs.
But what happened? What happened when I'm seeing that feedback from the market? I'm like, okay, it validates the price in my mind, validates the value of that card, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if these people see it like this, and this at this time it was not graded, it was raw,
Yep.
right? I was like, okay, man, if a couple months, if it gets graded, who knows what happened? I'm thinking to myself, that's like a $10,000 card in my mind.
Really?
In my mind, yeah. And then somebody was negotiating with you. Somehow, a couple different people were negotiating
And
with
they
you.
kept coming up and raising their offer.
Yeah, and then I think somebody offered you like 35.
Yes, yes.
Right, and then he said, "Let me think about it," and you countered like 38 or something like that.
Something,
right?
Yes, something like that.
And then he said, "Let me think about it." He walked away, and at that point, I pounced. I jumped in there and I said,
And he
Selling
had just
animal,
sold.
yes, I
He
said-
had just sold his Spider-Man Rim PMG
Yeah,
too.
I just
so
had-
he was very happy. Right
I had
now
just
at this
cashed
point.
out of a couple.
I mean,
cards.
you're Dallas. You guys crushed Dallas.
That was day one.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
you both just
day
got
one.
cashed out. Yeah. So this is a good point to have.
Yeah.
It's like you were feeling good too.
Yeah, I've got a pocket full of money, and I'm looking at this card, and I'm like, okay, the last guy said 35. He said, let me think about it. He counted at 38, so I'm thinking, oh, he's my boy. He'll give it to me at 35, right? I walk up to him, I said, hey, I'll give you 35 right now. And he looked at me, he said, no. He said,
Yo,
no.
bro, that's right. That's right. You should do that.
Yeah,
Yes, I like
and
that.
at
Yeah.
first I was offended. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, you know? But then I said, what's it going to take? And he's like, 38. What I countered to that guy. And I said, 38? And I said, okay. And I put it down because I did not want to lose the card.
Right.
I knew in my mind, I thought it was valued more.
Yeah.
Once I get my hands on it, once I grade it, once I show it off, I think it would be worth more.
I will say this is something like I don't want to gas Daniel up even more, but one thing I've noticed is you're very observant of like the tension. You use your intuition, where people have trouble with moving cards that have no comps, but you're able to identify. Wow, a lot of people are actually asking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're good at identifying and trusting your intuition, and it's worked out.
And I'll be nice to him for once. I'll give you a little bit of credit for this. I believe that part of that is telling a story with the card,
It's always
Yes,
telling a story.
yes.
Always telling a
which
story.
I see you do on your Instagram all the time. You got me
Yes, you
with
do.
this Ronaldo card.
You got me.
He got me, guys.
No, you want that.
He told this story about this Ronaldo
So true.
immaculate rookie card. I saw it one time. I saw him do it on his Instagram, and I was like, "Wow, that's cool. That's
is,
cool,
yeah,
right?"
it is.
And he got me to buy it from him.
Well, beforehand, people were asking about that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so
but,
it's
but it's you told a story.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
if I had looked at that card in your case, I wouldn't think anything of
100%.
it.
Is it? Yeah.
But now that you attach a story to it, now I can see the value in it, and that's what you did with the Kurosawa card. Same thing,
Ah.
right?
Does
Yeah.
Merlin even know?
So that's one thing that I
do
always
know.
like part of my strategy in terms of buying and selling cards is I look for little known cards that have some type of backstory that nobody knows.
Sleepy Pele.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like
gotcha.
like Sad Pele.
Oh, sad Pele.
Yeah, and if
Sleepy
I
Pele.
if I can flush out that story and educate people, then they can see the value in it too.
Yeah.
and that's those are the type of cards that I like to sell.
Yeah, and then how about let's move on, right?
Okay.
So
I get it from him.
Let's fast forward. Oh wait, you know what? You do your thing.
Okay, yeah. I get the card from him, and then what happens is we start telling the story. Because before that, he told the story to me, but he never told it to anybody else.
Oh.
So I get the card in my hand.
Wait, it's like you bought his rights, his
Yes.
comics rights.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I get the card in my
Damn.
hand, and then I send it off to grading right away.
Copyrighted it.
Okay, I send it off to grading, but I'll give him credit for this too. He started telling the story for me. You got the artist of the card to go on our live podcast to tell the story, and that blew everything up.
Yep.
After we told the story, all the ones that were on eBay previously sold right away.
All the different parallels started blowing up, like tripling up
Yeah.
in amounts.
Interesting. Just from that story.
Yes,
From that
believe it or
story,
not.
yes.
Wow.
Yes, and that continued to go
Just
on for
from
about
us.
3 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
3-4 weeks, and then I get the card back from
And,
PSA.
and Eric Estrada, the O-Town singer,
Yeah.
is messaging me like, Merlin, look what y'all have done.
Yes.
Like,
So-
look at the prices.
So how do you guys feel about that? Like honestly, like because
That's pretty freaking cool. Just from the little
Just like,
the
look,
little
yeah,
power that we have.
I can move the market like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, like I can part the rivers.
I mean, I see it a little bit different
seas.
ways. Like we get a lot of shit about it. Like
Yeah,
people,
let's talk about it,
People
yeah.
say we pumping and dumping.
Yeah.
But to us, we like the alternative cards.
Right.
Yeah.
And we
And I've been there too, so,
we want to
yeah.
grow the community of collectors there, and the only way we can do that is by shedding light on them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think you have to tell your story, and obviously there's gonna be pushback. But I'm glad. That's crazy that it blew up in value. So after that,
I get the card back from PSA. Then I start doing the story, and I'm stealing this playbook from you. I'm starting to tell these stories with these cards on Instagram.
Okay.
And they're getting a lot of views. They're getting a lot of buzz, and that led up into this week where we showed it off here. And my original plan, and I've had people make me offers like 9,000, 10,000 on it, right? And I turned them down because I was using the card for marketing purposes.
Yep.
Right? Like it's like there are in the hobby. Tell me if you guys agree with it. In the hobby, there are certain cards that people are known for. People who own these cards, they're known for.
that's true.
Right?
Like exquisite.
Right.
I think you shine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Oh, this guy's got this logo,
Yeah.
man. This guy's got this
Yep,
this
100%,
PSA 10 rookie card of this guy, whatever, right?
Yep.
There's Miguel over there. He's known for having the Kobe logo, man.
Yep,
That's how I
he
know
is.
him,
Okay.
right? So it's like this Kurosawa card was gonna be mine
Also, that's the way you
to
decided.
get me
Okay.
known, and that's to me that's where the value came in, and I took it here. And all day, people looking at it, people taking pictures of it, people asking me about it. No intention of selling it at all until, guess who comes back? Eric Estrada. Eric Estrada.
With the guy in the boy band.
The
Yeah,
guy
it
that
was,
was-
O-Town.
it was front of our face.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes, that was him.
Oh, I didn't know who.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
He comes over.
talks
okay?
to me, yes.
He knows the story.
yes.
And he's
He-
like,
he knows
comes to me first with his girlfriend, and he's like, did Dan bring the card?
Yes.
I was like, yes. He's like, I think I'll go and talk to him for a while.
Yes. So he comes up to me. He talks to me. We're cool. He's talking to me. He's telling me, yeah, dude, this card is special. This card is going to drive the market. Okay, this card, the market's already growing because of this card, because of what you do. Like, he's gassing me up, right?
Oh, yeah, Daniel loves that.
And then I was thinking to myself, okay, he's going to try to make an offer on it, whatever, right? But I ignore
I
him.
thought so as well.
I ignore them. Then what he does is he leaves and he brings, I guess, his friend or business partner.
Another
then-
one, yeah.
Yeah, and then that guy starts looking at the card and starts
Matt,
asking me questions
yeah.
about it, right? And then they're just talking to me, but nobody's making an offer yet. But they're talking to me about it. They're looking at it, taking pictures, and then they said, "Okay, we'll be back."
Yeah.
They go back. They bring in a third guy.
Yeah.
And this is Daps. Daps.
Yeah, I remember him coming through.
You guys don't know, Daps is like a huge breaker. Really, really.
Big TikTok.
Yeah, big social media presence.
Good TikTok,
Okay.
yeah.
He comes over to me, and he asked me, "Can I start filming you?" I'm like, "Okay."
I remember that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever, right? I'm filming too, yeah. And then I thought he was going to talk about some sports cars because he actually came by before looking at one of my Kobe autos.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
But he goes right to the Kurosawa refractor. He's like, "Let's talk about this," okay? And then he's like, "Is this for sale?" And I'm trying to be polite, I'm trying to say it's not really for sale. I don't want to sell price on it. He's like, "How much?" Right? And if you ever been in that position where somebody calls you on something, you don't expect it. It took me aback. I said 20 grand. He's like, 15.
I was there.
15 counter. And that took me back because I didn't want to sell it. But
Because I'm sorry. It was kind of like when that thing. You're just like, that guy's not gonna step up to the plate.
Yes.
Like, no way. Like get out of here.
Yeah. And it's a lot of money. Like when somebody's willing to make an offer, you got to consider it, right? It's a lot of money. To me, it's a lot of money. So at that point, I was taken back.
Yeah.
And then at that point, he said, "Hold on, let me go see if I have enough cash." So he goes back with his entourage, like 4 or 5 people. They're like huddling together, talking.
Yep.
I was like, "Where's my guys at?" Okay. So I bring in Merlin, I bring in you,
Yeah,
and then we start talking. And then
You took a big deep
what's
breath.
the conversation? we
So
had?
the conversation was like you're telling us the whole entire story.
Yeah.
And you're saying, hey, what do I do with it? I'm over here like, you better sell this shit. Like, I don't know what this little Jedi thing is.
You don't
know?
see the value.
You
I
don't
see
even
no value.
care.
I was like, dude, is this really a conversation right now? The Merlin's right here is like, no, you shouldn't. Like, this is a big card. I think it's worth more, and for marketing purposes.
Yeah, we're going to war, guys.
Exactly.
We're in a battle here.
Yeah. And it was like a really interesting conversation because I had no idea how big a deal was. And this comes out of nowhere, and this guy comes. I don't want to give a story. Yeah.
But so we're talking, and and what I'm trying to explain to you guys is like, this card to me, it's worth more in marketing value.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
you were saying that. Yeah.
To get me notoriety. I don't want to just give it up.
Yeah, for all of us.
And I'm
yeah.
just like, I don't care. I'm like,
This
just tell it.
this has implications for all of us.
Yeah.
And when you were telling me that, I was thinking to myself, yeah, like this card can take Star Wars and alternative cards to the next level. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at this guy Daps, I'm like, he's got a way bigger presence than me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like, and then I start like reflecting in my mind, thinking to myself, in the short time that I've had it, I feel like I've taken it as far as my reach can go. Like honestly, like
Okay. Fair enough.
I'd be showing it off to a lot of people, but it's not like people are gonna value it more from my exposure.
But let me ask you a question though. You were telling me you had a bad day. Like, did that play a role?
Yes, yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I'm thinking to myself,
No,
okay,
like-
and I've been in situations where I've turned down cash offers
I've
for
seen
things,
it. I've seen it.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's like,
I regret it later, you know.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Definitely.
You know, sometimes I regret it, whatever. So, and I always tell people to take profit too.
I know that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I was like.
That's one of the problems that you had in the beginning when I was
Yes,
talking to you.
exactly.
But I told
exactly,
everybody
yeah.
this was more than just about cash, though.
Yeah,
Even though
Right.
there's cash involved,
I don't think so.
there's a little like
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I guess I've learned. I'm too much of
you had to like weigh the scales here.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, can I take the card any more
Right,
than I can take it right now?
Yeah.
Am I ever going to get a strong offer like this unless I send it to auction? In my mind, no. I've taken it as far as I can. And at card shows, we do all sorts of car shows, so we know like what type of offers we can get.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a very strong offer.
Yeah.
You'll never get an offer like that.
So
I agree with
so
you.
at that point in my mind, I said, okay, I'm going to negotiate with this guy.
yes.
I wasn't going to negotiate before, but I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to counter offer.
I give props for you for that. Yeah.
I'm gonna counter offer and see what we can do. So then he comes back. He puts down all his money. He's being all dramatic,
Dude, he throws the racks in
The
there.
Intimidator.
stacks and stacks and stacks of cash.
Yeah.
He knows how to play
The
the game.
Benjamins are all over the
Yeah,
place.
He said this before. This is not his first rodeo. That's
no,
for sure.
no,
He's
no.
an expert. He's an expert. But one term that I always use, I always say that we in my negotiations I try to tenderize people.
Yep.
Right. So he's trying to tenderize me, but you can't tenderize a tenderizer, guys. Okay. So what I do is I counter.
Yeah.
Okay. I said 15 is fair offer, but what I do is I explain to him my position. I said, look, it's not just about the money. The card has marketing value to me, right? I explain that to him because I want him to know what the true purpose of this card is.
Yep.
Okay, and he's very respectful. He understands it. He says, "Yes, I understand. I'm getting into Star Wars myself. I want to bring attention to this." And that was the key word that basically got me on board.
Right.
With Stanley. He said, "I want to bring attention to this," and I said, "Okay." I counter 17.5. Okay, he counters at 6. In my mind, I had already sold him the card, but
Yeah.
I'm
You're just,
I'm just trying to get a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So I say 16.5, and he sticks out his hand. Done deal at that point. And I felt almost remorse.
You did, man. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I
from
felt
you.
almost remorse because I'm
Yeah.
letting a card go. Who knows if I'll ever get a card like that again that will bring me attention. Like, I'll never get that card again. Forget it.
It's weird.
gone.
It was weird because you weren't happy about. It didn't look like in your face that you were happy.
I blacked out. Guys. Like, honestly, from the point that
From
he
the
came,
excitement?
from when he put down the cash, I basically blacked out till I was counting the money, basically, and I felt a little bit sad,
Yeah.
but in my mind, I knew it was the right thing to do because this guy is going to take it to the next level.
Right, and you're looking at it as a whole, as a market,
Yes.
as your community that is looking to alternative.
Right,
it
right,
grows it.
right. And I'm looking around, and he's got like a whole staff of people. He's got like cameramen. He's got
Guys, it was like
Oh yeah.
got like 10
20
people.
That was
people,
like
bro.
an entire film crew.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like, how do you
He got a
feel
whole,
these guys?
whole group of people. They're all taking footage from different angles.
One guy's like
Oh my
standing like this
gosh.
way, I remember.
They're telling him, okay, stand here, go approach him. And I'm thinking to
Let's get
myself,
another angle.
I'm thinking,
Let's do some pickups.
I'm thinking to myself, this is what I want. I want this type of content around Star Wars cards.
Right.
Yes.
You know, alternative cards.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he starts telling me his plans. I don't know if he's bullshitting me or not, but he starts telling me, yeah, I'm going to talk about this. I want to have you on my podcast. I want to do this and this. And this is the exposure that I wanted for the card. This is the real value that I wanted in return.
Yep, yep.
Not just the cash, but
Yeah.
the exposure value for me and the market. And that basically solidified my decision to sell him the card.
And basically made the show. How do you feel
Yeah.
now, though? Are you happy? Are you come to terms to it? Or
I'm still processing it, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm happy that I cashed out the card. I'm going to use that for some other projects that I've been trying to raise money for.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's going to him and
Yeah.
he's going to take it to the next
Right,
level.
definitely.
I'm just a little bit sad to give it up, but I'm happy that I owned it. I'm happy that I was the caretaker of it for a few months.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, and I played a small role in where that card's going to go. I hope that card sells at 50K in
Yeah.
the next golden auction or whatever. It would never do that under me.
Let's talk about this
Yeah.
though. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Kind of touchy subject, but I am very curious. Like Merlin, like while this is all happening, because if this sells for 50K, would you really be like, oh, that's awesome? No, seriously.
Yes.
So are you saying next week? You're telling me next week if he puts on golden and he sells for 50K, you're not gonna be like, I shouldn't have sold it?
No, because I do not believe that.
I agree.
If I put it on golden, I don't believe it,
I don't
it
know,
gets
man.
50K.
No, let's just say it does. Let's just say theoretically.
Well, first of all, I don't think he would put it on golden next week.
Okay, let's just say.
Let's just say in theory, right?
In theory.
Actually,
No.
Or let's say he flipped it for 50, right?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't because I never believe in counting other people's money.
Interesting.
I mean,
Interesting.
like you could say that about all sorts of stuff. Like,
Right.
you never know in the card game. You never know what a card will sell for.
Okay.
You got to be in the right position at the right time. Know the right people to get the deal done.
I respect that.
And so I never look back and say, oh, damn it, I wish I could, if I held on to it, it would have been, like that, right? With these type of cards.
Interesting.
Now,
Okay.
if the card sells because of the market, like if you had cards in 2018 and you sold them in 2020 at the peak,
Yeah.
that's because of the market. But cards like this, they need to be, a story needs to be told with it. And I'm not that guy to tell the story to get it to that price.
Okay.
If I list it up there and I get it for 50K, nobody would pay that much.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But from him, with the story behind it, the providence that comes with that guy and what he brings, maybe yes.
Okay. How are you, Merlin? Like seriously, like seeing that all happen, you get it for 500, you get 3,800, and then you see Daniel, your homie, selling for it.
I'm just excited. It's the same thing.
Like, really?
I don't think
Interesting.
that
Okay.
it's all this a snowball effect. I don't think it would have gotten there without the push from me to him
Okay.
to Daps. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Okay.
Because I think if I still had it, it would still be going for $5,000. Understand?
Okay. I see.
And it would have just stalled until that point.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, to be
It would just need another person to help push it to that next level.
Card values need to be validated, right?
Okay.
So Merlin,
if that's the way you look at it, that makes a lot more sense.
I wish need another
yeah.
person to help me tell that next story, like Dan explained.
the guy who had it before Merlin had it in a shoebox.
He thought it was worthless.
If he
Right.
put it on eBay, it would have gone for $500.
Yes.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
So Merlin validates it, it's $500.
Interesting.
Then Merlin puts it up for $5,000 and he negotiates with people. And to me, watching that, he validates that it's worth at least $3,800.
And I put the story and the passion into that card and gave it to the next person.
Yeah.
And it's Dan.
I take it to the next level. I show it off to people. I validate it to Daps that it's worth
Okay.
$16,500.
What's the threshold? Okay, let's just have a fun, conversation. The threshold of like where you're like, hey, fuck, I should have probably kept it.
Who knows? I mean, like,
Like,
I mean,
I'm just curious because
yeah.
I think we're all talking like this, but I feel like for me, I might feel a little I can't be the only
A
person.
little, maybe like kept it me from a month later, maybe. I don't know. Maybe got it graded.
Okay.
I don't, maybe to 10,000, but
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
But and then I think I'm more excited to see where this card, where its journey goes.
I
to,
get that.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm just like trying to see.
Because it's a little different. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is a Messi or a Ronaldo card.
Right.
And you don't see its
And I guess I'm
performance.
looking like that too, right? Like, what if I sold?
It's its own like little entity.
Oh, man, I never play what if games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, if you sold something for 2,000 and it goes to 100K, I just feel like it's
Then-
kind of hard for me to be like, oh,
But I think
that's
it's kind of exciting, and now I
yeah.
get to tell this story now
That's-
of
that's
this
if the-
card going.
If the market takes it there, that's one thing, right?
Okay.
Like if the market takes it there, but these cards, the person has to take it there.
Okay, so it's a certain card,
Yeah.
right? If it's a card from the market,
Yeah. There's
I see.
there's no way you put that on Golden, it goes for more than a couple grand.
Yeah, I was just saying theoretically.
Yeah, this is
right?
not like a LeBron James card where
Yeah.
LeBron's performance takes it there.
I see,
Like
okay.
the story and the people who have acquired this takes that story that's come along with this card there.
It's one of those cards that if you want it, you got to pay the price to get it.
I see.
And
Right.
plus, like the passion the love that we had for that card, like me bringing Randy Martinez, to our Between Two Slabs to
Yeah.
the show,
Yeah.
and him talking about the artwork, and viewers watching the show, and the love for the other Star Wars collectors, and them getting involved, and us all forming a community as well. And them meeting me on Instagram, and them coming to the shows and all meeting us,
Yeah.
and all us collaborating together.
Yeah.
Have all of that together has made it where it is today.
Right. Okay.
And another thing I'll say about this too is like the auxiliary the after effects of this are going to be huge, and we're
Yeah.
all going to benefit. Everybody in the Star Wars alternative card community is going to benefit when it lifts up the market.
right.
You know,
Right. It
including
helps
Merlin.
everybody. Yeah, it helps
Yeah.
everyone. You,
Yeah.
whoever.
It's serendipitous,
Yeah.
They're very serendipitous.
Yeah,
Okay, that's hey, just call, just asking questions.
he's trying to instigate.
I'm not
something,
trying to
guys.
instigate.
He's trying to.
I'm just being real.
He's trying to break up the band.
I'm just trying to be real.
Well, I'll ask you this, okay?
Okay, yeah, go.
It's just like I don't believe in counting other people's money in terms of what
Yeah.
if
I'm not
I
saying
held
counting
it.
other people's money.
right?
I'm just saying it would kind of hurt sting. It'll sting a little bit.
Okay, fair point. But at the same time, it's like
I don't get. Also, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's just a conversation, right? Like we
Right.
don't, just thinking, just things that I think about sometimes
Yeah.
as well.
and I
No,
think
and people leave those
Yeah.
comments in YouTube and Instagram
Like you
all
sold
the
too
time.
low.
It's-
You sold. You
They're-
sold
they
too low.
leave like, that poor Merlin, that great curator just used him all the time. They do it all the time. I see those comments,
Yeah,
and I
he
crack
uses
up. They crack me up
But
all
it-
the time.
You're
like,
gonna ask me a
no,
question,
you're
by
not
the way.
using
no,
it.
I was gonna say like when you buy a card from somebody, right?
Yeah.
And you know maybe how much they paid for it. Do you think that I don't want this guy to make that much money off of me,
No, I never think like that. It's more like, what is the actual value
right?
of the card? Yeah.
Right? And what if you buy a card from somebody and then you find out later that they got it for way less than what you thought they got it for?
I mean, for me, I really don't care.
Yeah. See, it's like I just don't believe in counting other people's money.
It's important to talk about this because people
Yes.
do this.
Yeah, and
That's why I talked about this.
This is what stalls a lot of deals.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
When
Yes.
when you're like, oh, I looked it up on eBay and you got it for this.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
not gonna pay more than what I believe a premium on it would be.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, well, it could be a really rare card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of more nuances within that, not just the comp itself. So, but yeah, just wanted to bring it up because I know there are people that think like that.
But I'll say this.
Okay.
I think this was a great conversation. It's like a debrief.
Yeah, it's a deep
About what happened here, but I mean, this is the kind of, this for you guys watching this. This is the kind of crazy stuff that happens at the shows. Like we
can't talk about
at every show, there's something crazy that happens that we don't really get to film because we're not collaborating. We all have our own channel, but we're not collaborating and able to tell each perspective from it. So that's why I think that this podcast that we're trying to do here is really going to kind of pull the curtain back and show you guys the behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll figure out a name by then. And last thing is, how would you rate the Del Mar show? It's Saturday night. We have one more day so far.
Right now,
Rated out of how many?
Out of 10.
Okay.
I'll say it's the best SoCal show I've been to. So right now I'll put it at there's a couple of things I don't like, so I'll put it at 9.
You can't
9.
ever please
Room
Daniel.
for improvement. Room for improvement. Okay.
How are you, Merlin?
Well, out of all the country, I'll be a little stricter. Not that I think it's less than all the other shows, but I put it in a positive way. I'm just going to be give it a little stricter rating. I'll give it a 7.
Oh.
But that's good though. That's good. That's good,
Why are you
guys.
gonna kick us out
7.
next
Yeah, yeah. I
No,
know.
that's
we're not gonna
good.
be able to get a table at this point, bro.
No, guys, that's good.
I thought I was being mean.
I actually would say
Is it-
8 for me. So.
Okay.
Oh, what? See, I'm the nice guy, guys. I'm the nice one.
No, but 7. But I will come back. You got to come here,
It's
and
still
I
a
will
great
be
show.
back for it.
Yeah, it's just hard. You know, the perfect show I think it was national, right? So, but all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening or watching. Make sure to follow us, Sunny League Investors,
The great curator.
And Merleworld cards.
Yeah. See you guys.
Good night.